Here we've got a $10 pair of badminton shoes and a top of the range pair that costs $200. But how much difference does playing with an expensive pair actually make? Well, in this video, we're going to find out by testing everything you want in a shoe. The grip, comfort, support and cushioning, explosiveness and durability.
We already have our $200 shoes, a brand new pair of the Victor A970 cADVs. We then needed to find our $10 shoes. Let's go onto Amazon. Search badminton shoe, sort by price, low to high, £3, that is a joke. It doesn't say badminton though, but this one does. £8, so basically $10 for our worldwide audience. I wonder if we'll win any matches in these.
So we've now got our $200 shoe and our $10 shoe. But we know there will probably be a lot of differences between them. So we've also got a $75 shoe. So let's see how they all compare in our first test, the grip test.
The grip is one of the most important parts of any badminton shoe. You don't want to feel like you're playing on an ice rink. And with many badminton courts being dusty or even sweaty, good grip is essential. Without it, you'll have no confidence in your movement, leading to bad quality shots or even worse, getting injured.
So, does the more expensive shoe have better grip? Well, let's find out in our first grip test, the slide test. There, yeah, good.
Yeah.
Not looking good so far. Yep. Oh, slower. Oh. Yep. What? Let me check that we're doing that right. That's a crazy difference. That was an insane difference, and you can really feel the difference in grip too. So let's see if this translates onto court in our next test, the dusty lunge.
Don't try this at home. I'm not even in the dust yet. Oh yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Surely we're just going to slip on all of these.
You're literally sliding into a thing of dust, but I wasn't expecting it to be this slippy.
Maybe a little bit better, but I mean, I am lunging onto a pad of dust.
Okay, we're now going to test the grip when playing in a typical multi-purpose hall, aka slightly dusty. We want to see how each pair perform when changing direction and stopping quickly. That's so bad. The difference there was unbelievable. These $200 shoes feel like they have so much more grip. So overall for the grip, what we saw in the first slide test pretty much stayed true throughout all of the other grip tests. The $10 shoe had no grip whatsoever. The $75 shoe had decent grip and the $200 shoe had great grip.
Hopefully that was gripping to watch, and we hope you're comfortable as we're now moving on to the comfort test.
An uncomfortable pair of shoes will not just impact your movement on court, but will also give you blisters, bad toenails, or even worse, more serious injuries. So let's see how these treat our feet.
For the comfort test, we're going to wear the shoes blindfolded whilst attempting to do some footwork. Let's see how comfortable they are.
Okay, testing that you can't see, how many fingers am I holding up?
3.
Okay, you can't see. Left shoe on first. Oh. This is harder than I was imagining.
Get around here.
It's quite hard tying someone else's laces. Oh man.
They're quite comfortable. A little bit of slippiness when moving at speed. Well, I know what these are. Let's see if these are comfortable. Again, don't try this at home. Oh yeah. Yeah, so comfortable.
So comfortable to play badminton.
Oh yeah. The order I'm pretty sure I tested them in was the $75 pair first, then the $10 pair, and then the $200 pair. Is that right?
I was right.
Comfort-wise, the $10 pair felt very comfortable, but almost like a comfortable pair of slippers. But they weren't very comfortable when moving fast. And this is because of the lack of support and cushioning in them. But let's move on to properly testing that now.
Having good support in a shoe is not just going to help you confidently push off and change direction, but it's also going to massively reduce the chance of injury. So the first test is the bend test, and part one is the area surrounding the ankle. As you can see, the $200 and $75 shoes are really sturdy, but the $10 shoes are not at all. This area should be giving your ankle support when you're constantly twisting and turning, so this is not good. Part two is bending the midsole area. Again, the $10 shoe twists and bends both sideways and lengthways a lot. The $75 shoe is better, but still bends a little bit more than the $200 shoes.
Yeah, and not being able to bend the shoe in this area is really important, as it means it has a better structure and therefore more support when you're jumping, twisting and landing. But do these bend tests translate into on-court support? Well, let's test that now. I feel like this isn't good for my ankles. So much better.
Okay, I could instantly tell a huge difference with these $200 shoes. When I'm pushing off and landing, they not only feel more supportive and structured, but also way more cushioned. And this is really important because actually when you're doing all of these one-footed landings, your foot absorbs up to 3 times your body weight.
Yeah, this is going to reduce muscle fatigue and also injuries in body parts like your knees and hips, both in the short and long term. But do the more expensive shoes help you move faster and jump higher? Let's see. So I think the jump heights were pretty similar, but I definitely jumped a lot further in the $200 shoes, and they felt a lot more explosive, as well as cushioned. I'm assuming this will be the same on court in the smash test, but let's give it a go. Like with the jump outs that we did earlier, these didn't have much grip, and if you can't grip, you can't explode. I felt like I was recovering a lot slower and wasn't as early to the next shot.
On to our 5th test to find out how long these shoes will last. We've saved these durability tests until the very end because, well, some of them might break. Durability is of course very important. You don't want to be playing with shoes that have a hole in them, but you also don't want to be constantly paying for a new pair.
The first durability test is to play actual matches. And for this test, we're going to play matches in each of the 3 shoes against Rich and Jack. So let's go.
We started off with the $200 shoes, which felt amazing. We've actually not used this exact model before as they're new, but they felt so good to play in. As we saw in the other tests, they had incredible grip and they were very supportive, helping us to move fast and change direction at speed. So we managed to win and there's no sign of any wear. Not yet anyway.
Next, we moved on to the $75 shoes. Again, we managed to win the match and there was no sign of any damage. Last pair, the $10 shoes.
This is really dangerous now. $10 shoes and pickleball next to us.
In these, it was not physically possible to move at the same speed and intensity as the other shoes.
We didn't quite manage to get the win, and after lots of slipping and sliding, we were very glad to take them off.
But whilst we suffered defeat, our feet luckily survived.
All right, all three shoes survived the matches, but for the sake of our bodies, we didn't want to play in these $10 shoes for the next few months to properly test their durability. So we've come up with another durability test instead.
This is the sandpaper test. Here, we're going to sand this front toe cap here that often wears away over time when you push off and drag your back leg in a lunge. This should be enough to start with. Whoa. It's ripped it already. It's quite hard to do this. There we go. Found my groove. Look at that already.
No, that's crazy. What?
You've not seen the other ones yet. It might be just as long. Okay.
40 seconds, 45 seconds.
That's not great durability. We have a hole. It's gonna be harder. Okay, that's 50 seconds, and that is what it looks like. So, tiny mark, but that's it.
That is 5 minutes.
5 minutes of intense sanding, and here is what it looks like. I really don't like doing this to such a good pair of shoes, but it's part of the test. I mean, this is crazy. It's not even impacting it at all.
It's actually crazy, the difference. Like literally nothing, you can't tell. I actually did not expect this at all.
You ready to start?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Okay, so this is what it looks like.
So, to conclude, the $10 shoes, rubbish.
Get mine in there too. Although I did prefer my white ones to your black ones.
Yeah, me too. The $75 shoe gave us way more support, but there was a noticeable difference between these and the $200 shoes in every test. The $200 shoe had better grip, comfort, support and cushioning, and durability. And this is all because of the crazy amount of technology that's put into top range shoes.
For example, in this pair of Victor A970 cADV shoes, which we used for this testing, they have dual nitrolite technology in the midsole for durability and fast rebounding, and in the thicker 7mm insole, which is what we think made these feel so cushioned. There's then the VSR anti-slip coating, LSS technology to improve your stability during changes of direction, and there's also even dual carbon sheets, which is a very interesting new addition, and what we think made these feel so good throughout the testing.
If you compare this to the $75 shoes, they have some technology in them, but nowhere near as much. And for a final joke, let's compare the technology that's in these $10 shoes.
We've said this a lot in the past, but good shoes are the best investment a badminton player can make. If you're a beginner and not moving at high speeds yet, and not wanting to invest in a top range shoe, then a mid-range shoe like this will be much better than a normal trainer. But once you're intermediate or advanced, you'll really benefit from investing in a top range shoe.
So if you're thinking about upgrading your shoes, then check out our long-term sponsor, Sakura Sport. They've got a huge range of badminton shoes, including the $75 shoes that we tested today and the A970 Nitrolites that we've both used for years. And if you enter the code Badminton Insight 2025 at checkout, you can get 10% off your order. Also, a quick sizing note for these A970 cADV shoes. For most badminton shoes, we normally go half a size up, but these new ones have that thicker 7mm insole, so we both actually went up a full size. So, if you're thinking of buying these exact ones, then we'd recommend going half a size up from your usual badminton size.
And that's it for this huge video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Smash the subscribe button if you have, and we'll see you on another video very soon.